Okay, happy Friday. D-Rob will rule him out today. He's not going to make it. Everybody else, we'll kind of see how today goes and then have that final report for you after practice. What do we got? Okay.
What's it been like having Will Hernandez back in the building now that you're a couple weeks into the regular season?
Yeah, when we signed him back up there mid-August, it's been awesome, and then he's been working on his game every day.
The past couple of games, you guys have elevated Anthony Goodlow. What have you been able to see from him so far, and what kind of jump has he made to kind of separate himself from being that practice squad guy last year to now continuing to have an impact on game days?
Yeah, we talked to all our guys, specifically practice squad guys. You got to be ready to go in and play and function and play winning football, and that's what he's done. He's done a really good job. He's a guy, dating way back to last year. He's really improved his game really every day. And we felt really good about elevating him and him playing a bunch of snaps. If you look at his snap counts, he played a lot. Did a good job.
Now that the game is closer, how do you envision the split looking at running back?
We'll see. They'll all have their roles.
Is Mike the starter at that position?
They'll all have their roles.
Have you seen Michael and Amari kind of take this week? Any extra juice to them?
No, because they always have juice. So they prepare like they're ready to go. Like they prepare the way they need to prepare, and they'll maximize their opportunities.
From a general standpoint, how do you view a first and second down back compared to a third down back? What's the difference between those types of guys?
Well, a lot. Communication, what you're being asked to do a lot. But Autry he does a really good job. He trains all those guys to be first, second, third down backs. We really haven't had, a guy that can only play first and second down or only play third down. Because you don't know how the game's going to go. You don't know how it's going to kick out. You might end up being out there in 2 minutes, and that's really your third down back, but that's not always the case. You see all those guys pick up that role. So when I got here, and Drew's the same way, Petzings was adamant, like, we're not going to have a guy that's a third down back. We're not going to have a guy that's a first and second down back. Now, it's our job to put them in positions that we think they can function in and do a good job. But who's ever up on game day, they can play first, second, third down to me.
With that being said, do Mike and Amari's skill sets complement each other well for Mike?
They're a little bit different. I never look at really complement skill sets, but they can do what they can do.
How beneficial has Autry been just going through the injuries you've had and keeping the guys on a level plane?
Huge, yeah. But that's a lot of our coaches have had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup. That's life in the NFL. They know my expectation is I don't want to hear that a guy's not ready to go in and play. They better go out there, perform and execute and play well. That's the job of a coach.
After the Seattle game, you said you're going to take the weekend to evaluate some things, maybe make some tweaks. You've had a full week of practice now. How confident are you in those adjustments that you made?
We'll see on Sunday. I like what we're doing, though. I like the few things. And like I said, it might probably go a little bit under the radar. It's not going to be like, oh, we're now the, Mike Leach spread offense. We ain't doing that. But I like how we're going to try to attack, and it's going to come down to execution.
What's the latest on BJ Ojolari now? It's been 14 months since the injury.
He's doing good, improving every day.
Do you expect him to be back this season?
Hypothetical there, Teo.
With Jalen Thompson in the slot, how has he done, and how much of a challenge is that, just going inside like that?
It's a challenge. He's got the skill set to do it, and PT. You always, all our coaches, you got to have pairs and spares, and what I would call pair and a spare, meaning who's backing up these roles, who's going in if this guy gets hurt. The during a week of practice or on game day, like you can't say, well, let's just call a timeout because we don't have enough people to go in and play. Like you got to be able to fix problems on the run, and you got to prep the players accordingly, and they got to be able to wear those hats. So JT, since we've been here, has been a guy that's kind of a, in my mind, a two-position starter, because I feel like obviously you see how he fixed the problem with Garrett. He goes in and plays nickel. He's the best nickel that we have available to us as it relates to the other people as well. And I feel good about other guys going in there too, but I think that's the best thing for the team to put him down there. So JT's doing a heck of a job. And I applaud him for being able to handle that and move positions. He's a really good safety too. A lot of guys would say, I'm not doing that. You tell JT, hey, we need you to go play nickel. It's the best thing for the team. Yeah, I'll go play nickel. So that's cool to see. Team over you.
How rare is it to have a guy like that, not only Jalen, but also Garrett, just being able to do those two roles really well, just over your span?
I've had a couple guys that can play multiple spots and have done it at a high level, but there's fewer than, how do I say that, Danny? Typically there's more guys that can only play one spot than play two. It truly is a luxury for us.
How's Burke kind of handled being thrown into the fire and learning the NFL game?
Awesome. Doesn't blink at all. He's improving his game. He's working on some things, and he'll continue to have a role moving forward. He's been great. But again, when we drafted him, if you just look at the makeup of a person and a player, the guy started as a true freshman at Ohio State. That doesn't happen often if the game is too big for you. So we kind of knew what we were getting there.
Is it almost harder, or easier, I guess I should say, to learn the NFL game and while playing it instead of watching on the sidelines and then having to go in? Is there anything to that?
Everyone's path's a little bit different, but you always continually got to be learning. But I do think that the greatest form of learning are game reps when it matters.
Jeffrey Simmons gets a lot of attention up front.
Who's
Jeffrey
yeah.
Simmons, and deservedly so, but Jerry Sneed is a guy who's a Super Bowl champion, bona fide corner. What have you seen just from your expectations?
Yeah, Denard deploys them in cool ways, They got good coaches over there. They know what they're doing. You see him travel, you see him play the boundary, play the field. Sometimes he doesn't travel. He's in my mind, he's a shutdown corner, and he's scary to throw the ball at because he can take it away. He's got a unique skill set. He plays to his number. He's a good player.
We've obviously talked about this offense at length the last couple of weeks. Are there any signs that you can glean early in the game where you can kind of tell how it's going to go, if it's going to be on today or it's going to be off? Anything like that?
Our offense or theirs? No, every snap's a new snap to me. Just when and you just watch any football game, it goes back and forth.
Was Walter close to having his window open this week?
He's doing well.